Morning. A huge welcome to you and lovely to have you join us. So this is Good Morning. This morning is Gogglefrogs episode number, is this 48 or 47? I'm not actually too sure. It's 47 or 48. So we have been doing this for quite some time now. So lovely to have you join us, whether that's live or on the replay. I'm Angela, and my co-presenter who isn't with us today is Robert. So he's gone back to work with furlough, and Claire presents with us sometimes as well, and I know she's busy getting back to work as well. So both of them are busy working, and I'm joining you, so hopefully you're okay. Now, yesterday it was really hot weather, and I know I said I was going to go outside. I didn't in the end. I went out and did sorted a few things out with shopping, etc. But I did not sit outside, so I didn't get any of that glorious weather. However, it looks as if it's quite nice today. It started off a little bit grey this morning, so I don't know what the weather's like with you, but it's looking quite beautiful out there at the moment. So lovely to see you. And yes, so sit back, enjoy, make sure you've got some of your knitting with you. I know I've got mine here, so I will be doing a little bit more knitting, and we'll go from there. Sorry, hay fever's starting to get me now. I don't know if it's happening with you at this time. So I will be playing a little interlude in a minute, and you may have seen this before. So do you think I'm going to be playing what I played yesterday, or do you think I'm going to be playing something different? So we'll play that in a little while. And then you can just relax and enjoy and get yourself all nice and ready for your crochet, your knitting, your sewing, whatever you want to do. So this is Gogglefrogs. We set up 8 weeks ago when we went into lockdown in the UK, and it was because all of our knit and natter groups had shut down. We couldn't go to them, so we decided to bring it online, so you can see me but I cannot see you. So please feel free, if you're live, to put comments in the chat box. If you're watching the replay, you won't be able to do that, but we will try and keep you flowing with the conversation in the chat box, so I'll be reading that out. So here we go. I am going to play you something a little bit special, and I hope you really like this, because I absolutely love it. That created that, and I think that said episode 35. So we're on 47 or 48 now. So, but essentially we're still the same. We're here to knit and natter, and we're here to say where great stuff is as well. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of bits and bobs, and just what you can do with your stash, where you can go and buy. I think a few weeks ago we were really struggling to get hold of wool until some of our local yarn stores started doing in the post. So I'm going to just share some of those again so that you know where you can get things from. So let's say hello to everybody. So here we go. Good morning, Brigitte. I hope you had a lovely walk. You normally go for a walk in the morning. Good morning, Dawn. I know that you're working and listening and watching as well. Good morning, Janet. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Judy. Lovely to see you too. And now we have morning to Linda and morning to Linda. So a big good morning to both of you. And good morning to Marion and to Marion. So good morning to the two Marions. Good morning, Tracy. I hope you're feeling a little bit better than you have been, because I know that you had this terrible virus a few weeks ago, so I hope you're feeling an awful lot better. So anyway, lovely to see you, and we'll be going through the comments in a minute. So let me have a quick look here and see how we're doing. I know that we've got quite a few people shopping this morning. Thursday is let's go and do the weekend shopping before the Friday rush. So I know that happens, and we got quite a few people joining us later on. So Brigitte says good morning, peeps. Judy says hello all. Tracy says Morning, I've made it today. Missed you all. We've missed you as well. But the Gogglefrogs is all about you just tune in when you can do. So don't worry, Tracy. We're here for you. Brigitte says, forgot about Throwback Thursday as was busy with laundry yesterday. I rely on Robert actually to let us know what day it is, or you guys, all our Gogglefrogs. So yeah, it's Throwback Thursday. I've got a few things out and I've put a couple of pictures in, but we will see. Linda says, good morning, Angela and fellow Gogglefrogs. Yay, we're all Gogglefrogs, aren't we? And then Marion says, should we be Gogglefroggers, Linda? I think you should be Gogglefroggers, Marion and Linda, and everybody. You are Gogglefroggers, because we all frog work every so often, don't we? And then good. Dawn says, good morning, everybody. Working again on history group stuff. Oh, that sounds really exciting. So do tell us what you're doing. We'll share it with all the Gogglefroggers. Lindy says, good morning, everybody. And Brigitte, yes, craft is the saviour of our sanity. Mic is on, Angela. Yes, if anyone came in yesterday, I have a mic. The audio is better. But if I want to listen to the cue of the music, I have to unplug my mic and then I have to turn it all off. So a few little technical things, but brilliant. I'm trying to remember that. Thank you. No walk this morning, but a good go at the kitchen. Well, exercise is exercise, and you've definitely earned the right to sit down and just relax and do some knitting. So I know yesterday I was sharing this, which is the workday scarf. I'm really, really loving this. It's so simple, so simple, and really, really effective. And I had some sock yarn that I got. What's it all gone? Oh, it's here. I got some sock yarn that I got over a year ago. No, about 3 years ago, I think. About 3 years ago, and I just love the colours. Because there's greys, there's creams, there's fuchsias, pinks, just lovely. And it goes so well with different things. And what I didn't realise until I started knitting with it is on certain backgrounds, the pink really pops. And then on other backgrounds, the grey really pops. So whenever you've got a variegated yarn, you never know how it's going to look until you start knitting it up. And I love the fact that in this pattern, this is the workday pattern. It's a freebie. It's off Ravelry. So just get yourself on Ravelry and download it. I know lots and lots of Gogglefroggers have done this already. It really holds its shape. And because it's so narrow and long, what you see is the colours really popping. Because sometimes it depends on the colour repeats within the wool. But this is working really well. And something I always do at the beginning, I don't know if you can see that. You will when I get my new webcam, because I've lost my webcam. All right. But I just, whenever I get to start the beginning of the row, I slip the first stitch purlwise, and it just gives you a lovely, what I call a ladder effect, and a straight edge all around. So that's just something that I do, but I'm absolutely loving this. And this was, do you know, I can't remember. I can't find the, have I got it? Let me check. No, I probably left it upstairs. With this ball of wool, there was a little warning inside saying, in both German and English, knitting is addictive. And we all know that, don't we? So just things to do. So today is Throwback Thursday. I think it's Throwback Thursday. So just put whatever you want into our Gogglefrogs Facebook group, and I will send it through to, and I will be sharing it live on the show. If you're not part of the Gogglefrogs community yet, you can get into our Facebook group. There's a few questions, and we will just have to check you out briefly, and then we will invite you in. Okay, so just go onto the Gogglefrogs Knit and Netter, ask to join, answer the questions, but we'll just have to check out your profile as well, and then you'll be able to come in. Okay, so apologies if there's a little bit of a delay. So I hope you enjoyed that little Gogglefrogs production. I think what we need to do is make a new one, don't we? So we'll ask Robert if he can get his creative stuff going and do another little Gogglefrogs production. He did that one at the beginning of the show. He did one for Eurovision. So I think we're going to have another one. Now, our 50th show is not very far away, is it? And as he's back at work, I don't know how easy it will be for him to do that, but we will see, and we'll try and get another little video. So few little things. Our YouTube channel is now live. That's Angela and Robert Web TV. But if you just search for Gogglefrogs, you'll find that all of our episodes are Gogglefrogs and the episode number. So you'll be able to see it if you just go into YouTube, and you can subscribe there. So thank you for people who have already, but we're just getting everything one at a time. So how's your Throwback Thursday going? I just hope that you're really relaxing and sitting back and enjoying it. So let's go through some of the comments. Let me... Oh, Tracy says, I've just finished a workday scarf for my mum for her birthday on Monday. Isn't that lovely? Do you know what I was thinking? One ball of beautiful yarn. Oh, well, all yarn's beautiful, isn't it? But this is some sock yarn. When I actually started, I thought it was a little bit solid, because it asks for, is it 3mm needles? I think it is 3mm. And on the sock yarn label, it did say 2 to 3mm. Now that's for socks. So I didn't know if I liked it, but to be honest, I do, because I think it's going to sit quite, it will sit within a jacket really comfortably. So I don't know if you stick to the 3mm or if you go up in size, but if you're using something like a double knit, I'd go up to something like a 4mm needle. But it is beautiful. It is so lovely. I know that your mum is going to be so happy with that, Tracy. And I am thinking of doing this workday scarf in a few different beautiful yarns. So that gives me, I think that gives me a little bit of, well, my own approval to go out and buy lovely yarn for people. But I've probably got lots in my stash back home anyway. But yeah, so that workday scarf will be lovely. I'd love to see that, Tracy. So don't forget to post pics. Safia says, morning, the scarf is coming on lovely. Do you know what? Yesterday, I had such a bad migraine all day. I really did. So I don't know how I did Gogglefrogs, but I did it somehow. So I didn't actually do any knitting at all. I actually went up to bed after dinner. I was sat in the living room. I was sat here really not doing anything. So I haven't done any yesterday, but I'm going to do some knitting again tonight. So that will be good. And Lindy says, workday scarf looks great. Think that might be my next simple project. Do you know what, Lindy? That's what I was wanting. Sometimes I know we're not going on the trains at the moment. Well, some people are. But I know we're not traveling and commuting, but sometimes we just want something really easy to do. And I've found this so easy. And at the end of it, when we go to easy stuff, normally it's a square, isn't it? But this is something really, really effective. And I think you could really, you could go up quite a few needle sizes, and you could do it in a different type of yarn. You could do something quite chunky. You could do something in lace as well and just make it very, very floaty. But I'm loving this workday scarf. And that's what I love about Gogglefrogs, because you all come up with these beautiful ideas. And I've got a lovely Peruvian ball of wool that's in peaches, etc., and oranges and creams. And I think that might be a workday scarf. Honestly, you could get one done in, say, 4 evenings if you were really going for it. And that's not being a really quick knitter, but it's lovely. So I love the workday scarf. Linda says, I think of calling this Gogglefroggers, but wasn't sure what the collective noun was. Please don't ask me about collective nouns, adverbs, etc. But I think Gogglefroggers sounds really, really good. Brigitte, Linda, a madness of Gogglefroggers, perhaps. That's funny. And Marion says, I bought more yarn yesterday. Marion, can you please share the picture? We want to see what yarn you bought, or if you just ordered it online. I don't know if it's arrived yesterday or what, but let us know as soon as that arrives. That's lovely. And Tracy said that she did hers in double knit and on 4mm. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you've got a £1 ball of yarn or if you've got something that you've frogged. Yes, that's why we call Gogglefroggers. So you rip it all out and start again. So if you've got something that you don't really like anymore or something with a hole in it, just take it all back and re-knit it in a workday scarf. Honestly, I think by the end of the year, everyone's going to have one as a Christmas present. They're so lovely. So that's lovely. Thank you, Tracy. Great to know that double knit and 4mm is great. Marion says she's just ordered the wool. So I don't know what you've ordered, but I'm really excited to know, Marion. And Linda says, I love that idea, Brigitte. So yeah, madness of Gogglefroggers. So I know it's Throwback Thursday, and I got a few little things out earlier. So I've put these in the group, so we'll be going through these later. And we also have a little video as well, because this week it's all about cast off. Last week we did casting on, different cast on techniques. We just took a selection of them. And this week we've been talking about casting off. So something that I'd never done was the 3-needle cast off. The 3-needle cast off. And when we saw that video earlier in the week, lots of people said, why haven't we been using this before? So it's certainly going to be used in some of my projects in future. And then yesterday, I shared something that I thought was a joke. It was called the Chinese waitress cast off. And the Chinese waitress cast on had been mentioned last week. So I thought we'd do the cast off. And it gives a beautiful, almost a triangle effect. So you've got cast off on both sides of your work, and it's beautiful. So do check out that little video. It's either on the replay or it's in the group. And I put in a little tip as well, that if you go down 1 or 2 needle sizes, the loops on the top of your work become much tighter. So if you want a tighter effect, just go down a size or 2. Have a little bit of a practice on a little swatch, and you'll be able to see the lovely results there. So that's really good. And today we're doing the I-cord bind off. All right, so it's the first time I did this recently on my cardigan that's nearly finished, not quite. And I love the I-cord bind off. The result is amazing. And it looks so much more complicated than it actually is. The only thing that you have to remember, if you want to edge an entire cardigan, is you have to pick up every stitch all around the outside of the cardigan, which sounds pretty horrific. But it's not actually. Once you've done that, you know which ones you're working on. Just use a big circular needle, pick them all up, and you can do the I-cord, and then it's just finished. There's no sewing or anything. So for top-down cardigans, I just thought it was brilliant. And if you don't like doing buttonholes either, this is a perfect one to do, because you can work your buttonholes in it as well. And the buttonhole goes between the edge of the cardigan and the I-cord bind off. It's absolutely brilliant. So I love that one. So we'll be showing you that one. So Marion has said, Marion, who has just ordered more wool yesterday, she says her husband Richard has put his head in his hands while he heard me ordering it on the phone. That's hilarious. Yeah, I can get away with it at the moment because my husband isn't here. I'm actually up at my parents' during this lockdown looking after them. So I'm up here, he's down there, so he doesn't actually know what's been ordered, but I can say there's rather a lot being delivered to me because I needed more wool. I don't have my stash, and she will share it in due course. So so I'd said about things that I was working on. And I just want to, there's a certain person who I don't think is in the room at the moment. Let me just double check. Is he? I know we'll watch the replay, so I'm only lying to myself here. But no, hello, Trisha. But I don't think Robert's in the room, but he will watch the replay. So I'm making something which is a bit of a, it is a secret because he has to see it first of all. And I got the pattern through. So I ordered the pattern I ordered all the wool, which is in this lovely bag here. And I got in touch with the spotted sheep and I just asked them, I sent them a picture of what I wanted to create and said, can you please just send me a selection of wools? So there's a whole host of things in here. And this is one that I definitely needed, the orange, which I think that is that paprika or is it spice? Yeah, that's spice. It's a really lovely orange, not luminous orange, it's a bright orange. And I've got black, so I've got a whole host of different ones that have come through. And I need to create this item. So I've been doing some of these little squares. So we've got some of these, which are really lovely colours. I'm loving the colours here. And then I've done some of these as well. And it will be like a collage at the end. But what I did was I just got in touch with the spotted sheep who are in Leighton Buzzard. I sent them a picture of what I wanted to create. They said, shall I send them to you? I said, like, message me on my phone. I said, no, just put them in a bag. It's fine. Just take the payment. And that's what we did. And that arrived, I think, the next day or the day after, which was incredible. So I've got that project on the go. And I looked at the pattern. I thought, I can't be bothered to do the doubles and the trebles where you're telling me to do them. So I'm just freestyling it. So I'm doing a bit of a freestyle Thursday here. So you can do that if you have got a stash. So when I've eventually finished this, I will share pictures of what it's going to be. But it's going to be like a collage with something really, really specific to Robert. So he will know it is his when he sees it, which should be really, really good. So I'm quite excited, but I cannot crochet and talk at the same time and work this. So that's why that's a project for me when I'm watching TV late at night and when I'm not having to do all these tech bits as well. So, right, okay. So that's that. So we're going to have a little look now at our bind off. As I said, this is going to be called I-cord bind off, which is brilliant. So I hope you enjoyed that one. The I-cord bind off does seem really difficult. How do you get a rope effect around a bag, around a scarf if you're wanting that, or certainly around a beautiful cardigan that you've done? And I just think it's great. And what I'm thinking about now is how else you can use the I-cord. I love the fact that if you're doing pockets in a cardigan, you could do the I-cord bind off around the top of the lovely around cuffs. It gives you a really even, sharp cut off on the cuffs. So I absolutely love the I-cord bind off, and for anything that is knitted like handbags, etc., I would certainly do a big I-cord bind off on the top, but I'd probably make it a 5-cord, and all it is 5 stitches. So you would knit, is it the last stitch that you have as part of the I-cord, you knit into the back with the next one. So I just think you can use it in so many different ways. So I hope you really, really enjoyed that one. It's not as scary as it looks. And like everything, whenever we show one of these little videos, we all know they're out there. We all know about YouTube and Google. We all have heard it when we've been talking to people or seen it in a pattern. But sometimes when we're just relaxed and watch it, we think, I could have used that in that project, and that project. So let's have a quick look. So morning, Rebecca. Linda says, that's brilliant. I wish I knew about that sooner. Exactly. We're all such accomplished knitters, aren't we? We've been doing this for, well, not all of us. Some of us have just picked up knitting, in the last couple of weeks. I know there's people out there who have only just started knitting or crochet, but we don't necessarily go to these different designs and styles. And what I loved about that video is she'd done it in like a goldy colour, and I think it really made that I-cord bind off really pop. So anything that's like slightly silky or has a shine to it, it's absolutely the right effect, because it's really going to show it off. I'm really, really pleased. Pretty pleased that you think that, Linda. Marion says, looks easier than I thought it would. Fear of the unknown has obviously stopped me. I was exactly the same. I even lost my cardigan. My husband moved some of my work in progresses because he said there were too many in the house. I've got moved to the office, which is in the garage at the bottom of the garden. And I lost it for over a year, so I couldn't even finish the thing off because I had this iCord bind off to do. So I've actually got round to it, and it is so easy. It really is, and very neat. And I love things where it's all finished at once. So that's great. So I'm glad you like that one. I love the iCord bind off. And let's have a quick look. Trisha, you're never late. Can I just say to everybody, you're never late. You just pop in and pop out whenever you want to. So don't worry about that. Sorry. I'll go back to the comments about living with people and our addiction to yarn. So Rebecca says, did I miss the confessions? No, we're going to do them next Wednesday. So don't worry, we want to know about your confessions. So next week, start posting, or even now, start posting, and we'll keep a log of them. And we'll go through that next Wednesday. So I think it's Confessional Wednesday that we're doing, and we'll do it next week. So yeah, have a go with the iCord. We will post the video in Gogglefrogs, but have a little practice yourself, and you realise how easy it is and how much of a great edging it is. So something else, just for ideas from you. I was given this beautiful, beautiful wool. You're not going to be able to see the colour because I haven't got enough light. Hopefully it will be different once new webcam and new lighting arrives, so things may be a little bit brighter. But I've got that, and I've also got a whole skein of my Baramu Dovestone DK rhubarb left. And this is, it's 44.5mm needles. What's it made out of? It's made of 50% blue face Leicester, 25% Wensleydale or long wool, and 25% dark brown Masham. Or Masham. So it's Masham to some, Masham to others. But it's lovely. It's so bouncy, and you can really see the twist in that. So I'm thinking what I could do with both of these, because I think that they would look lovely together. And I know we've spoken about this before. So I think I'm looking for a nice scarf. And I think I really like the one that Sally did with the two-tone. But if you've got any really nice patterns out there, just let me know. I'm not bothered about paying for patterns. So if it's a paid one, please still let me know. But I've got 400 meters in this, and I've got 230 meters in this. So it would just be nice to do a lovely project out of the two. One was a beautiful gift. Thank you ever so much. You know who you are. And the other one is, I was worried I didn't have enough to finish this, so I bought an extra skein. And I found one place in Wales that is still doing this. They don't actually produce Dovestone anymore. They've changed it to a different one because I think it was Blue Face Leicester that was just too expensive. But there was a place that I found online that still had some in stock. And when it arrived, it was the same dye lot. So that's great. And yeah, this is actually, this was from You Felty Thing. I know we mentioned them a while ago, but they support all hand dyed knitters, and they will not, and I repeat, not stock any wool in there that has had mulesing done. And if you don't know about mulesing, please have a look on the internet. What it is the back end of the sheep. Some of the wool, merino wool, it only happens in Australia. It's very curly how they bred some of the sheep. And what they do is they remove the skin and the wool from the back of the sheep, which is, in my mind, totally inhumane. So You Felty Thing refuse to stock anything with merino wool that isn't confirmed as non-mulesing. and they were horrified to find out that some of our some of the walls out there, the wool companies out there, said, oh, it's okay, it's done with pain relief, and they're very proud to say that they don't think applying a little bit of antiseptic is proper pain relief. And so what they're wanting to do is, a lot of people have bred that out of the merino sheep, so there's no need to do mulesing anymore. So that's what responsible sheep breeders are doing. So if you're buying merino, just my little bit of a plug, please make sure it's non-mulesing or mulesing free, because those animals deserve a nice life. They're giving us beautiful wool, aren't they? So You Felt a Thing, absolutely brilliant company, and I know that Baramu don't use that either. So just a little bit of a tip from me. And I know that's contentious because some people don't see a problem with it, but that's how I feel. So okay. Just a little bit of a comment there. Somebody has said, Brigitte has said that they bet Marion was on the phone to You Felt a Thing yesterday. Was it You Felt a Thing, Marion? Do let us know. She said, how did you know? They're a beautiful small company in Llandudno in Wales. So we have some companies that we absolutely love. The Spotted Sheep in Leighton Buzzard. They're the ones who I ring up. They deliver a whole thing like that. It got to me the following day. I've run out of a certain needle or find out I haven't got a needle. They send it in the post to me straight away. You Felt a Thing, absolutely everything. They've even got vegan wools in there, and they really for local hand dyers. So do take a look at them. And they have a scheme as well where you can pay, you can gift a yarn, a hank of beautiful yarn, and they will send that to either somebody that you know, or they will send it to an NHS person as a gift to help them through this current pandemic. So if you want to give a gift, a donation, something a little bit different, that's a beautiful thing to do. So yeah, there's that there from You Felt a Thing. And we have got a lady called Freya, and she's in our local area, and she spins her own wool, certainly a lot of weaving, a lot of felting, etc. supplies. So those are three places that we talk about quite regularly, and they've been brilliant to us, getting beautiful wool packaged and sent to us really quickly so we can continue with our little addiction. Sorry. Right, we're going to have a quick look at what's in Gogglefrogs now. So let's have a quick look at this. And I will refresh as well, just so that we can go through all of them. So let's have a quick look at this. So what's in here today? Oh, this is one that I showed you. It's not my work, but my grandma's, who used to live next door to my parents. Not sure if if this followed a pattern, as she was an exceptional crocheter. And I've got this here. I know I've showed it before, but I just thought I would share that. I don't know, this has got to be at least 50 years old or more. So intricate, and yeah, the detail is just incredible. And I think we spoke about this before. I think that's known as the pineapple stitch around the outside. And I think what people used to do was learn a technique like we do, the magic loop, or how to create you know, the middle of the crochet, and then you just freestyle. So that's one off my grandma. Right, let's go through other posts. Oh, that's me showing. I looked at the pattern and I decided to freehand because I couldn't be bothered to follow their pattern. So that's what I did there. I know that when it's blocked properly, it will all go better, in better shape. Next one. Let's have a quick look. There was just a little email that somebody got into the group who shouldn't have done. So we will sort that out. I'm really sorry. Today is freehand Thursday, not throwback Thursday, freehand. So something where you've made it with no pattern, so we can share it on Gogglefrogs. Debbie has shared this. Look, what a beautiful bag. Do you know what? I'm just looking at that. That is so effective. Yet again, more ideas. So whatever I've got left in that Stylecraft stash, I'm going to make a bag like that. I love that, Debbie. Thank you ever so much for sharing that. Love it. Love those colours, and the edging is brilliant. Wow. Let me just check that there's no other comments on there. Oh, Georgie said, love these. Well, that's something a bit different, isn't it? No, I think you would need to follow that pattern, but they're beautiful. So there's something on there for people. Now, Safia has said that used one of the hexagons from Frida's Flowers. Safia does loads of beautiful blankets, etc. She created a pom-pom tree as well outside her house. So there were pom-poms in the trees to make people smile as they walk past. And Safia says that she used one of the hexagons from Frida's Flowers blanket to make a baby blanket for her niece. Most of the flower centres were made whilst stood queuing for rides at Disneyland Paris. I think that next time myself and Robert go somewhere, we do tend to go to Thorpe Park and places like that every so often. I think we might have to take some knitting or crochet in a little bag so we can do that in the queue as well. Really, really amazing idea. And I just love this. Absolutely love that blanket. You should be so proud of yourself. Thank you. Right, okay, let's have a quick look. What else do we have? Oh, yesterday we showed a pattern, Margaret's camel pattern. And it's a Woman's Weekly. Oh, it's a jumper. Now, I don't know when this is from, but it's if you go and have a look at this, let's try and have a quick look now. Oh, so craze in Britain for Egyptian culture. By issuing this pattern, the Woman's Weekly sought to profit from its readers' eagerness to participate in this craze. So it's free knit along, aims to promote the Knitting and Crochet Guild and its collection, and to explore ways to make a historic pattern using modern materials. How amazing. So this is one that was done. However, what I would say is we'll show the one that Margaret did, because I think it really shows the colours so well. Here is the chart. So this is the chart that you're going to follow. And I said, I love it when designers do actually put the animals facing each other rather than all pointing the same way. So that's lovely. And I do say that Margaret's has come out so well. You can sort of see it on there. So I think it really works with very dark and very light, or very light and very dark. How amazing. I don't even know what year that was done in. I'm sure somebody knows. I can't see the comment. 1923. Wow. So July 1923. So you're making something that's almost 100 years old. That's incredible. Thank you. Right, okay. How do I get back out of this? Right, so we'll go back onto this. So Margaret's, I will go down and show you. Now, Deborah has said that this is her Attic 24 Cozy Stripe blanket. Those colours are beautiful, and I am loving that colour that's at the top and the bottom. I don't know if that's an aqua, but that is beautiful, and I think that is really making the whole colour scheme pop. Love that. Right, okay, let's go and see what else is in the Gogglefrogs group. Safia, currently making the umbrella top by, I never even heard of this designer, Joji Locatelli. Wow. Look at those different colours in there as well. I'm loving that. Is that the something Maya? Is that a German ball of wool, that one there? It looks like it, because I think I've got some as well, but I love the different colours that you've got in there. Can't wait to see that finished product. So thank you, Safi. Beautiful as ever. Throwback Tuesday. Crocheted this tablecloth from mother-in-law. Must be 30 years ago. She loved it and looked after it. It's still as white as the day I made it. I can remember taking 2 days off work to do the last 2 rounds, as each round took nearly 8 hours. You are joking. Marion. That is unbelievable. So I can't believe that took 8 hours, but I'm not surprised when you look at the detail on that. It is amazing. And isn't it weird that when we look at things that are, you know, I don't know, 80 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old, they're still as good as new. And I think it's because a lot of yarn was much more expensive back then. It was cotton or it was wool. You'd have a problem if you tried to stick it in a washing machine or anything like that, but things did keep so well. That's stunning. Can't believe the detail in that one. Well done. And I know we're going back to Tuesday, but I'm just showing a few more. Trisha finished this project. How amazing is that? So what's absolutely amazing is that you finished it with buttons from your mum's button tin. Trisha, that is beautiful. Absolutely love that. Love the colour. Love the animals. I'm hooked. So I will be making one of those, I think, for my little niece. So thank you ever so much for that little bit of inspiration. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? Just to have a little bit of inspiration to say, what shall I do next? This is what Brigitte was working on as well. I know Brigitte, she's probably finished them by now. Some beautiful socks for her husband, Rod. We showed them yesterday. And what I want to do is go back to, here we go. I want to show you this. This is the detail on that cardigan. So the camels, I think, look beautiful in a light colour on a dark background. And I think you've really nailed the colours there, Margaret. So thank you so, so much. Now I'm just going to go back up to the top, see if anybody's posted anything else. So bear with me. I don't think so. I'll just check again. Oh, we have got some more. Throwback Thursday. I can't believe this. Dawn. We have an annual event where we all go to Sheringham. So there's probably about 35 of us to 40 of us go. And this was Dawn's first year. So you can see Colette there, you can see Robert there. I can't see who that is. I'm sorry. If you recognise yourself, let me know. That's me. I'm just thinking, I've still got that top there, but I haven't worn it in so long. That's Rebecca? Is that Linda? I'm trying to look, sorry, on my screen. I think that might be Lindy, but absolutely brilliant pictures. So, and you can see that's all we do. We sit around, we drink copious amounts of tea. There, I think I can spot one wine glass there. And we knit, crochet, compare what each other do, get inspired by each other and help each other as well. And Lindy, I think that's you, Lindy. Lindy did show me how to do the I-cord bind off. So what a lovely, lovely picture to share. Yeah, so Robert has been in the camera on here. Oh, Tracy, workday scarf. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I'm loving that. Absolutely loving that. She's going to be so, so happy to get that. Beautiful. So simple and so effective because it really has texture in it. And most scarves are very, very floaty. So I'm really loving this. And I will probably do one again. Oh, wow. Did this for Rod 19 years ago. Lots of blending of sepia or sepia shades. When I got the frame in a week before his birthday. The aperture was 2mm too big, so I had to continue the design all the way around. Talk about panic. It is beautiful. It's hard enough to get good black and white photos the old fashioned style, let alone trying to create them. So that is beautiful. Do have a look at the Gogglefrogs group. That's one that's just gone in there whilst we've been live on the show. Brigitte, that's stunning. Well done. I can't believe what you create. All of you Gogglefrogs people, you're brilliant. Really, really good. So hopefully you've been really inspired by what people are doing. Remember, we all make mistakes. We all do things that go wrong. We all drop stitches. We all have to frog things back to the beginning. And sometimes the simpler things are actually more effective than the really complex things. And I think that's why I'm raving about this workday scarf. Anyone can do it. They really, really can. So if anybody's wanting to start off with a project, I think the fact that it ends up being something you'll wear rather than a square, I think that's really good. So if you've got nieces, nephews who are wanting to start to knit, children, grandchildren, just people, neighbours, recommend them with that one because it is so easy. All you're doing is knitting and a bit of a yarn over every so often. It's brilliant. Right, okay, so just to go through some of the comments. Brigitte, the worry was the kit from Anchor. Angela, my one yesterday had gone all the way down the page, just moved it to the top. Right, I'm going back in there now. I'm going to show yours now. Thank you, Rebecca. Right, let me check. Right, where's Rebecca's? And if anybody else has got one that's not showing yet, please let me know. Oh, Rebecca, here's one of her many whips. Leftover squares. Oh, look at the colours. Oh, they're gorgeous, Rebecca. Do you know what? That almost looks like a blackberry stitch, doesn't it? And it may very well be a blackberry stitch. I'm not that au fait when it comes to crochet, but that's beautiful. Here's one of my many whips. It's left over from squares from a scarf I made. I'm repurposing to make them 8 by 8 inches. I'll then add some really bright colours for a nice pop and crochet together for a blanket for charity. I support Knit a Square, which makes blankets for vulnerable children in South Africa. How amazing. That's brilliant. Thank you. I know that you do so much work for them, Rebecca. You really do, which is fantastic. So thank you ever so much. They are stunning. And we all know purple is a fabulous colour, isn't it? So let's just go through. Trisha, Brigitte, sorry, no. So we've shown yours, Rebecca. Marian's just mentioned that apparently in Sheringham, there's gin as well. So when we go there, it's not just tea. So yeah, we do. So let's have a quick look. Whoops. Okay, Trisha, what a shame. Who will love it, and you will have extra cuddles when you can. Oh yes, because it's you've done that for a relative, haven't you? So he will love it. And Jen, Safia says it's going in the post later for a little Freddie who was born during lockdown. Haven't had a cuddle yet. So yes, you will see him eventually, Safia. And Trisha says, brought back some loving memories when I found the photo. She's super popular. It's a Zower ball. That's it, Zower ball. I knew it was. I love that that wool. All the rest is hand dyed wool that I picked up at yarn festivals and my what is it? LYS yarn spinners. Sorry, LYS. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm so sorry. I love the sheep cardigan, Trisha. Yeah, so do I. And I am so sorry, but we are now on 11 o'clock. How has that hour gone? Oh, local yarn shop. Thank you. Local yarn shop is what LYS. I thought it was West Yorkshire Spinners, and I thought, no, it's not. What is it? So anyway, it's 11 o'clock now, peeps. Sorry that it's flown by, hasn't it? Hope you feel inspired. Lovely to see some of the work that you've done over the years and share that with us. So if you're not in our Gogglefrogs Knit and Natter page, join up on Facebook and join the beautiful community. And thank you so much for being part of today. You take care of yourselves, peeps, and I'll see you on Saturday. There's no Gogglefrogs tomorrow, it's Friday, so Gogglefrogs again on Saturday at 10. Bye bye.